Hola, buenos dias. Hello and good morning. It's your Unified Ascension Azrath here from the Angelic Realms, Supreme Being of Light and Gateway of the River of Light. I'd like to thank all the viewers and subscribers that have been a tremendous force through me, through the energy cycles and all that. And I'm using its connection force that's going through its galactic system right now. And what's happening through the Nova systems is we're going through a traumatic change. And that change alone it's really connecting forcibly, actually, because the energies are a lot stronger than I thought. So all those energies that are going into me every single day are more, in a portable sense, it's very condensed, very strong wind, incredible force that's going through my body capacities and ego systems right now. So I'd like to thank all the subscribers and viewers. You guys are an amazing force through the galactic system and the energy core. I mean, we're coming together, and I'm feeling the love and support. So thank you very much for subscribing to my channel. Thanks very much for watching my channel. I love the questions and comments. I'll keep sending out the upgrades and everything that needs to go through the energy cycles. So thanks again, and welcome to my channel. Today I'd like to talk about more of the higher self. I'm getting a lot more questions on what is the higher self, what does it do, why is it here, what's happening to me. All these questions come and go every single day. And the most important thing that you need to know is the higher self is you. Okay, I got to make that very well clear. It's just a definitive you, which is no longer on Earth. It lives in space. Now, there's a lot of higher selves that don't live in spaces because they don't want to reach that altitude, and that altitude along through the acceleration base and its electrolytes through its light formations. Nobody wants to go that high because they don't know what's ahead of them. And like I said, you can't be scared. You got to go beyond. You got to master one thing at a time through a dimension, because everything is based on frequencies and levels of harmonics. Now, everybody's not going to reach harmonics all at once. Everybody has its own methods on their own time, their own continuum time through Space Continuum. It's very important that the higher self understands you. The higher self is doing a research on you just as you doing a research on the higher self. That's what it is. It's getting connected with yourself, which is the new self, the new higher self, the new galactic in, the galactic out. But all for the three dimensionals. The connection force through the line formations and the chakra formations are connecting properly. You still need to do a little bit more research on the higher self. There's a lot of light formations that are the higher self, but they don't know how to use certain things to get in what they want in life, to achieve, to be successful, to keep yourself going forward. And to keep yourself going forward is to surrender yourself, the inner and outer child. Now, I have the galactic child within and the galactic child without, the force in and the force in and the force out. So I have full collaboration, relationship, and partnership right now with that. So I'm very connected in that way. But for everybody else that's watching this channel, especially for the first time, really get a voice of what's happening through its continuous force, through Space Continuum, Time Continuum, Speed Continuum. Watch my videos from the very beginning. I can't stress that enough because you'll fall behind. The videos get more complex and more dynamic and more systematic. It's racing time. Everything is done through line formations and calculations and modifications and calibrations, and all these things are connected through its force. So it's very important that you watch every single video that I do, so you keep up hand of what's happening through its body capacitors and ecosystems, your energy fields. Anything is related through its energies. So make sure you watch all my videos, especially the three-dimensionals that are watching this for the very first time. and anybody that is interested. You know, I love your questions and comments. I really, you know, like to help and people guide and, you know, get them where they need to go so they become their higher self and live prospered, you know, through Space Continuum. So that's extremely important to have. Now, the higher self itself has its own connection wheel through the synchronizing heart and its soul. So it's a center point through its solar generator and its diamond core through the century circle. Now what we have called the definitive circle. Now everything has its own combination, but I keep adding on things. And why I do that is because you're getting different energies that come into you. Remember I told you about the chakra formations, how they're changing colors? And each color has its own representation, and understanding your study, understanding your research, understanding yourself. You really, really have to understand yourself before you can meditate. Don't meditate on a whim. There's a lot of people that forget to meditate. That's okay. Just make up for lost time. But it's extremely important to meditate every single day. Because you lose transmission, you lose intelligence, you lose implantation, you lose yourself, and you lose your focus. And that's one thing that you don't want to do, is lose your focus. Because once you lose your focus, you lose everything else. You lose everything about you. You lose yourself moving forward, your awareness, up and coming. So it's very important that the three-dimensionals, or anybody that's watching this channel, in fact, is to understand how you go from human to superhuman to higher self. And through higher self, you become the ultimate of infinity higher self. And I'll explain that in my next video. But right now, let's just talk about the higher self. Because the higher self is everything through its galactic energy and its core. There's still a lot of people that are having problems because they're going through change right now, and they're going through a lot of frustration, and I find a lot of people are sleepy now and they're getting heavy loads of energy. The reason why you're getting heavy loads of energy is because you're not cleansing your bodies every time you meditate. It's extremely important to meditate every single time you go through transmission. If you're going through transmission, make sure you cleanse those chakra formations. Because if there's a distortion or disruption whatsoever through Space Continuum and its intelligence, it will come back to you, and it won't feel good. You know, the energies will be off, and you'll know that too, because everybody's connected through their energy fields. And if you're not connected through your energy fields, well, then you gotta go back to your A, B's, and C's. So it's very important that you guys get connected with things like that. You know, because the higher self is everything to its identity, self-identity, its revolutionary identity, self-discovery, because everything is based on its awareness. Like I said before, and I say again and again and again and again, is focus. Focus is everything. And meditation, your body. You want to have a good body, you want to have a good mind, and you want to have a good soul. Now you could say it in that way, but you wake up every morning thinking, well, I want to have a great body, I want to have a great mind and a great soul. And then you wake up another day and you say, wow, I want to have an excellent body, I want to have an excellent mind and an excellent soul. And then you say again, you know, it repeats itself. Oh, I want to have an outstanding body and an outstanding mind and an outstanding soul. See how it's connection? How it uprises every single time when you wake up in the morning? That alone gives you more to meditate on. That gives you more focus. That gives you more awareness of who you are through your higher self. Like I said in my last video, you really have to get connected with its atmosphere and its circulation through its rotation, and it's subsurfacing through the plantation and the intelligence. You have to get used to the oxygen. You have to get used to your body capacitors, your ego systems. You have to get connected through your aura. Now, your aura alone is your connected wire connect the wire is through it's through the panels. Now the panels are through the arms and the voicing grid, the eye perception, the audio perception. Really get to know your higher self from head to toe. I think I said that too in my last video. I'm pretty sure I did that, but I kind of like repeating myself because a lot of people, either they don't hear me enough or I need to repeat myself because it wasn't, what I said wasn't, it's a continuous force through its diamond's core, or its line formations, or its pyramids, or its mountains, or its water's continuum, or city lights, streaming lights, mastering lights. All these things are connected, so that's why I keep repeating myself. So not just that, but it's higher intelligence through the alien nations, plantations, and spaceships and all that, because they have to hear my frequency levels, which are extremely high. So I'm on the 52,000 area right now, through Space Continuum, and my voice is a lot stronger now because I'm connected through its atmosphere and its energy fields. So I have its full control right now through its line formations. So I'm pretty happy with that right now. But other than that, it's a great day in Mexico, and the galactic sun is shining bright, and the supermoon is surfacing through the solar systems and the mecha systems, and it's having a really force of wind right now through Space Continuum. And one thing you don't know is that when you become your higher self, even though the sun is out, the galactic sun is out, and you also see the cloud formations, which is just a mirage, believe it or not, because you actually look up, you see it's black. If you look long enough, you can travel through, the dream awakening and actually see where you came from, and actually see the stars. Because every time I look at the galactic sun, it travels through telepathy and transferring lights and telegraphing its chemical waves. The chemical waves are through its coloration, and the coloration of the galactic sun is so many different colors. I can't even confine how many colors the galactic sun has. It has a lot of colors. It's not just one color, and it's all based on gamma rays and radiation. It's the hottest thing. It's even hotter than nova. And nova itself has its heat waves. So, but everything's all connected, So enough about the galactic sun. I can go on and about the weather, but more or less, you want to talk about the higher self. And you got to use that tremendous force every single time you use the higher self, so you can get connected to the galactic sun and the supermoon. One thing I want to add too with the cloud formations is it is a mirage, and when you look up, you actually do see the supermoon in the back. The supermoon is always on the opposite side of the galactic sun because it resonates through its noche, which is the dark realm. Now the dark realm has its own power and force. It's tremendous speed that's going right now through Space Continuum. And it allows me to use the higher self to a higher dimension of frequencies and through its harmonics. So it has that amazing acceleration right now. And you guys can all collaborate through that, through friendship, relationship, and partnership. I think the most important thing I can tell you about the higher self is to become friends with the higher self, with the inner ear. Once you get connected with your higher self and become friends, then you can collaborate through relationship. Take one step at a time, and then formulate all combined through its understanding of you are the higher self, and then you can have full partnership. That's what you want. That's how you want to end the higher self, because the higher self will be able to meditate a lot more easier, and you'll be able to see yourself, knowing that you can go beyond without being afraid, without seeing, okay, I see the matrix, I don't want to go any higher. It's like, oh wow, this is too much, I can't take it. You have to go beyond that. You have to master those lights. You have to see yourself going through higher intelligence implantation. So it's very important you do that through the higher self. So a higher self gets a true understanding of who you are, because it's getting to know your human vessel. That's what the higher self is doing. It's getting information on you just as you're getting information on him or her, you know. So every higher self has its connection and its wheel, its galactic wheel, which is amazing because you create your infinitive breath, your laser breath, your everlasting breath, your energy breath. So I think that's good for now, you know. I think we have full understanding of what's happening through the higher self, through the definitive self, the galactic self in, the galactic self out, its energy core, the galactic sun, the super moon. So everything is culminating pretty nicely right now. So I'm going to make sure that the three dimensionals keep meditating, and if you have any questions or comments, I'm here to help and guide you. And any life formations that need help with their higher self, I'm also here too. So I'm going to go for now, as this is your unified ascension Azareth from the angelic realms, supreme being of the light, and the gateway of the river of light. Calling out. Adios.